As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICANN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICANN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA.
Good evening to our professional colleagues, student members, and friends of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Are you welcome to another great episode of ICANN and friends, that we are here again, that the show has commenced, and that they can be part of this show on ICANN Facebook page and ICANN YouTube channel. Over the weekend, chartered accountants across the nation gathered at Monarch Event Center, where we celebrated and awards were given to corporate entities, to non-members, to young accountants, and also to members. And that tells you that chartered accountants also do enjoy. It's not all about work, and work. Of course, after all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, they say. So if you're not that award, ICANN award and dinner, I think you are missing. Don't miss your friends, your colleagues, and also your beloved ones. Today, Thursday night, May 2024, we are back again to our language, and we shall be considering another topic: Gen Z accountants, redefining traditional accounting practices. And I have here with me a distinguished professional, a vast and talented speaker, and the lead partner of AA Akiyode and Co. Chartered Accountant, in person of Dr. Akinkunle Akiyode FCA, and is ready for you to take us through the topic, to answer your questions. Trust me, he will answer all your inquiries. Don't go away. I'll be right back with the guest on the show.
As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICANN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICANN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA professional qualification, the strategic case study exam. Start studying the SEMA professional qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Yes, if you are just joining us, you're welcome to another episode of ICANN on Air. And today we are talking about Gen Z accountants, redefining traditional accounting practices. And the speaker, the guest for today, is no other one than Dr. Akinkunle Akiyode, FCA. Dr. Akinkunle Akiyode, it is a pleasure having you on the show today, and you are welcome. Let me quickly take the brief profile of our guest on the show today. Kunle Akiode is a leading ambassador extraordinary for CIP, a certified board evaluator, the IFC World Bank Group, and a member of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria.
I'm with you, Tosin.
Doctor, can you hear me, please?
You might want to come over again. Please, can you come again? I'm not sure I heard what you said last. Hello, Mr. Tosin. Mr. Tosin, I appear not to hear you very well.
Okay, sorry. It's a network glitch. And
Wow.
Like it's a good one, and the topic we are going to be talking about today is a topic that ruminates around the young accountant, and the topic is Gen Z accountant.
Whoa. I think the network is not being fair on us here. Well, I now don't know if you're the one that can hear me or I'm the one that can hear you, or it's your network that is seizing.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Our viewers, sorry about the network glitch. Like I said, we've been struggling regarding network in the past few hours. Welcome once again. You're welcome to ICANN on Air, and I think we can quickly start with our questions. Dr. Welcome once again to ICANN on Air.
Thank you.
Who said there's nothing permanent except change. Guesting you today will grant our global viewers the opportunity to learn and share from your depth of intellectual knowledge and experiences. Let's start this way. How important are change and ability to adapt to change in the lives of humans, corporate bodies, and even nations at large?
Thank you very much, Mr. Tosin. I appreciate that question, and I want to really, really say a very good evening to everyone on the call. Someone just give me a good thumbs up in the chat box to make me know that everyone can hear me and hear me clearly. The sign up here is telling me everything is good, but let me be sure that it's good at your end too. It's a
Yes,
pleasure
it's
to
fine. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be here with you and to talk about the Generation Z accountant. Talking about change that you talk about, you see, change is inevitable in life. It's a constant thing. And you are talking about how relevant it is and what's the importance of it to organization and individuals, corporate bodies. I want to explain that in the light of growth and development. Development takes place on daily basis every now and then. And then we talk about growth. You know that you have really left where you are into another level now, another stage now. It's like a child that is developing inside. At some point, you see body start to expand, leg, it start outgrowing some clothes that they wear, some shoes, and some things that they do. The same thing apply to organization, to nations, and to human race. Definitely, we've left where we are. It's very, very important if you want to face up with present reality. Change is inevitable. As far as growth and development is taking place, there will definitely be a need for a change. And that change is for you to adapt to present reality. I mean, a child that has been feeding on baby milk before, now that need to start feeding on solid food, if you keep that child on milk, you're going to make some troubles. As far as I enjoy Indomie too when real food is not ready. But you can never tell me that I've eaten because I ate noodles. No, as far as I'm concerned, it's a snacks. At the level of life I am now, I should eat solid food. I have outgrown all those elementary things. So please, change is inevitable, and change is actually supposed to help us adapt to present reality. That is the resultant effect of constant growth and development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, and that's a very good response. So, moving straight into the mainstream of the topic, in line with the principles of change and dynamism, how do differ from approaches to accounting processes? Can you hear me, Doctor?
I miss those words.
Okay. I said, in line with the principles of change and dynamism, how
Yeah.
do Gen Z accountants differ from the earlier generation accountants in their approaches to accounting principles?
Well, when you say accounting principles, you might want to be taking us quickly into uh, our accounting textbooks then, now. But you see, many things have really, really changed in the accounting profession. And the things we have had to memorize and start applying, just a well-configured software uh, can handle that now with the Gen Z. Because they didn't have to carry that on their head again, where you have to master SAS1, SAS2, the one on inventory, the one on taxation, just keying it into the system. It takes it off. You see, the whole thing started when we started using calculator for JAM. And what we used to calculate before, do calculation, you could just press calculator and you get it done. So the change happening in the world starts saying there are certain things that are not needed again. They should be given. Once they are given, you can then do the more strategic and more critical one. So Gen Z accountants don't have the patience of the old and the traditional accountant. Many things with this generation of accountants is automated. And what they now have to do is basically strategic, or more or less like what cannot be reduced into codes, computer codes, and instruction, in which case you can instruct a simple AI software to carry it out. So they are quite different in their approach to things. And it might amaze you. Some of those things, they don't put it to head simply because you are not going to need it. It's in the system. You just supply the system with what it needs, and it will get you the result. So they are very more different from the old generation of accountants in their approach to many things, because life is almost like completely automated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Just reminded me of
I'm really struggling to pick your voice.
staff with me. I was just like, no, boss, don't disturb yourself. She just copied that thing and threw it in Chat GPT so that we can have another synonyms, another rephrase of the word. And before you know it came out in another version. So I can actually relate to the fact that Gen Z will want to work with those tools, like you rightly mentioned. Moving
That's a
along.
practical example. Tosin, that's a practical example
Exactly.
you just. It's a practical example of it. Thank you. Go ahead, Tosin, I'm with you.
Okay. It is generally believed or perceived that Gen Z accountants are also associated with many intuitive attributes. They ask lots of questions. They want to know why. They don't want to know how. To what extent have their digital native characteristics shaped their involvement in reinventing accounting practices?
Wow. You want to ask that? It's been massive. I should tell you, it's been massive. A very typical example is the one that you just spoke, you just said now. Why a particular staff could spend several hours thinking of how to phrase a response to a letter, or where to get certain information. Take, for example, valuation of assets. You want to value an asset, and you are trying to look for a standard price for it. Any of the Generation Z could go straight on the internet and go to the website and look for the price. Some of them even go to places like Konga, go to several online sites and get price and be able to do average. I mean, the Generation Z accountant is not going to start writing memo to central bank to know exchange rates, where immediately they can get it right there and there in their on their system, or even on the phone while you are talking. The meaning of certain words that could tussle or rattle some bigger or older generation of accountants, they will unravel it right there with ChatGPT or any AI. And so if we're looking at how their intuitive action has really contributed to what we're doing now, see, it's been massive. Their intuition has brought so much efficiency and effectiveness into the system. And what would have taken several days before can now happen in a couple of minutes. I get what I'm saying? It might amaze you to see. It might amaze you to know that even some of these risk assessment statements, uh, risk assessment charts that we draw up, having risk associated with organization, what are the control measure, what are the mitigating effects that you can put in it. If you there is a way you could also attach that to ChatGPT, and it will give it to you in no time. So delivery time is faster. I mean, what used to take longer hours cannot take shorter time. And what we could report that could have several mistakes, you have few mistakes there now, because most of it can be done with computers with little or no interference by humans on it. So they just bring it down, do the correction, and we are done. So take those two words away from that question. Efficiency and effectiveness is what the intuition of the Generation Z has brought into the system. Efficiency, effectiveness. Thank you very much, Tosin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kunle, on those perspectives you have put into the responses on that question so far. Sometimes rivalry is inevitable within the same profession or work environment, as we usually see. How does the focus on work-life balance among the Gen Z accountants affect traditional accounting environment and also the traditional accountant?
Fantastic question. All right, work-life balance. You see the Generation Z and the few that I've related with, and what I've also seen in the social media, they don't like to stress themselves. Oh. The new generation of accountants are not ready for anything stressful. If it's going to take life out of them, see, there are many work. There are several other organizations that is going to possibly offer what you want to give to them, and they will still not stress their life like that. You know, while talking about this, I just remember one of those internet skits that I watched recently. I saw one last week of a girl that walked in. If it's on my system now, if I could share a video, I could have just posted it up now for every person to listen to it. Of this girl that just walked into the office and said, "Boss, I want to quit this job." And the boss said, "Why do you want to quit? I'll give you a raise." He said, "It's not about the raise of money." Then you remember that word, the same word you use. He said it's about the work-life balance. I need some time for myself. He said, "Okay, I will add more to your leave days." He said, "No, I live far away from the office. Before I leave the house, get to the office, the boss said, I'm going to give you a company car." And the, the lady looked and said, "Oh, really? Okay." And she went back to the office. However, meanwhile, there was somebody else, another staff, listening to their conversation. Immediately he saw that that person has been given a pay raise, leave days has been increased, company car has been given to her because she wants to quit. She quickly run into the Oga's office and say, "Boss, I want to quit too." And the boss said, "Okay, you can go." So she was confused. "I thought you were going to give me a raise. I thought you were going to do to me what you did to the other person." And she started crying. The question is, if you are not going to make this generation of accountants, or going beyond accountants, let's talk about even outside the accounting profession, this Generation Z of workforce coming in, if it's going to be too stressful, if the price is not going to be adequate, they might bounce you off. Before you fire them, they fire you and move to another organization, because competition is there work-life balance is there. When you ought to rest, you should rest. And nobody is stressing you beyond the 8, even between the 8 to 5. There should be adequate time to take a rest and come refreshed back to come back and work again till 5 where you go. This issue of overtime, I want to impress my boss. So if my boss is still in the office, I cannot go. Those things are gradually fading away in the work environment. They are gradually fading away. So work-life balance is key for the Generation Z people and workforce, and they need it. Good pay, good working environment. It should be enabling, and it shouldn't be too stressful. It shouldn't be too stressful. It should be adequate, and everybody should stay within the contracts that have been signed by both parties. Thank you very much, Tosin.
Thank you very much, my doctor. I think I totally agree with you on your submission regarding the perception of the Gen Z to work-life balance. I see that every day. In fact, at a point in time, I get accused, boss, you too like work. You too like that's telling me you too like you need to balance. I see that and I hear that almost every day from my team members. Okay, still on the Gen Z, because today majorly we are going to be talking on Gen Z accountants and how they've been able to redefine the traditional accounting practices. Now, reaching out and knowledge sharing are key to business growth and successes. How do Generation Z accountants use social media and networking platforms to reinvent accounting practices? Is there any existing statistics of their success rate so far? If there is, you can share with us.
Okay. Statistics. I wish we could throw things on the platform here. If it was a Zoom platform, maybe I could quickly reach down to my system and share some statistics with you. But I say it is interesting how much change Generation Z has brought into the workforce and the practice of accounting. Social media has become a very veritable tool that is being used now. Connection, I mean, this generation, it's the most connected, you can call it, of the generation that has lived up till now. This generation of workforce, they are the most connected. Collaboration is fantastic among this generation of workforce. Why? Because you have collaborative tools like Microsoft Teams, and we have Slack. Let's even go to the Google form, the Google document. I remember I had done a document like that with one before, while we were both working on the same document at the same time, real time, in different locations. While that person is typing, I could see the cursor moving on that document. I was typing from up, down. The person was typing from down. We just chose half page. You finish this side, I finish this side. And in no time, we were done with that document. No person needed to send anything to anyone because we both work, we were typing on the same document. I mean, collaboration is fantastic that way. Talk about software. You know, we now have software as a service. We have infrastructure as a service. We have platforms as a service where you don't need to go acquire those things yourself. You can just apply and use the bit you want to use. Making use of accounting software like, let me look at the big one. What's this? I know Sage is big. Sage is not that loud. Some of these very larger ERPs that we make use of. Now you don't even need to buy the entire Sage ERP. You can just buy a portion. We are now having things like QuickBook, Tally that are online that you can use. So keeping accounting record too, sir, it doesn't need to. You need all those spending of money to go and buy a server, install it somewhere. Quickly get online, buy a space there, and be storing your accounting information. You can always retrieve it from time. So talking about what social media has done and technology is fantastic. You don't need to spend so much on invest so much in acquiring software, in acquiring hardware before you get things done. You can simply go into the cloud, and get things done. So look at those skills that they have, that you could store things in the cloud, retrieve them, work on them, and save them, auto save them back. These are part of the things they have brought, and it has changed the playing ground altogether. Getting things done now is not as expensive as it used to be before, or as difficult, because whatever they are using in Canada, China, and the rest, I can also use it. I don't need to go and buy the whole thing. I can get a slice and a cut and use it for my own, and it's fine. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, up to you, Tosin.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Kunle Akiode, FCA, for that response and for your responses regarding this topic, Gen Z accountants, redefining traditional accounting practices. So far, so good, I'm sure. The Gen Z are regarding the topic, and particularly the questions and also your responses. Let's quickly go and run some commercials. We'll be right back to continue the show. Don't go away. Stay with us.
The journey to professionalism in artisanal practice in Nigeria has begun. The Industrial Training Fund, ITF, is proud to announce the first phase of the implementation of the Skill Up Artisan Program, SUPAR. This is your chance to be part of the first 100,000 artisans selected to elevate your skills and gain formal recognition. Screening of all registered artisans will take place from the 29th of April to the 10th of May 2024 in all 109 senatorial districts across the country. Make sure to report to the screening center closest to you within your senatorial district. For more information, visit super.itf.gov.ng or itf.gov.ng or any...
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Canada Districts presents the 9th International Accountants Conference, themed Strategic Upscaling of Accounting Profession within the Dynamics of Technology. Date 16th to 20th July 2024. Time is 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Venue, Best Western Premier Calgary Plaza Hotel and Conference Center, 1316 33 Street NE, Calgary, Alberta, T2A 6B6. Seasoned speakers like Sheyi Wolabi, a partner at MNP Calgary, will be speaking on review of the accounting profession and technology synergy. Derek Greer, the Chief Information and Security Officer, Protexer, will be speaking on disruptive technology and AI upscaling for accountants. Greg Howe, the CEO, Black All Systems Calgary, will be speaking on accountants in the era of diversified profession, while Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedo
Welcome back to ICANN on Air. Today's episode, and we are discussing Gen Z accountants redefining traditional accounting practices. I've been speaking with Dr. Kunle Akiode, FCA, since the start of the program, and trust me, he has been doing justice to the topics he's been asked so far. Let's quickly recognize some of members of the audience that have joined us on the show. Okafo, Michael Ewunuga, Adebayo Jamiu, Iyogun Messi, Michael Ewunuga, all the way from Enugu, Babatunde Shofolaon from Lagos State, Okwara Okeke from Port Harcourt, Christopher Chikuma from Abakaliki Ebonyi, Rufus Ajayigbe from Mushin, Lagos, Shosan Olusoji from Abeokuta in Ogun State, Fagbala Timitope Adeniyi from Ibadan in Oyo State, Oshunlana Olubodun, Luke Akpitayi from Delta State, Pete Remi Ezugo, viewing from Delta State, and many more have joined us on this show. Continue to send in your questions regarding today's topic, and I assure you that our guest on the show, Dr. Kunle Akiode, is readily available to answer those questions. Dr. Kunle, you're welcome back to the studio once again. Now, from where you stopped regarding the practices of the Gen Z accountant, let's now move to an aspect of training. So training and continuous training are very important for human capital development, as you know. How do Generation Z accountants, the Gen Z accountants, prioritize continuous learning and skills development?
Thank you very much, Tosin, for that. Talking about the Generation Z accountants, learning and development is continuous and is never ending. Before now, many of us go very far, go to buy very expensive books. Some even go as far as traveling out of this country just to acquire skill. Have a few of my colleagues too that have left Nigeria just to go out there to other country and acquire some accounting professional skill beyond that which can be acquired within this economy. But with the Generation Z, you may not have to. We now have online classes. We talk about online MBA, online PhD, online, almost everything is online now. We have learning platform like the Google Learn. We have LinkedIn Learn. There is this Corporate Financial Institute, Simply Learn. Coursera is there, great learning. So you have so many learning platforms that they could go and acquire skill. And this skill they acquire, it happened in a split of second. Give them an assignment today that is proven difficult. By the following morning, they are back with you with an answer. And you are wondering, how soon did you get that done? He has attended the class after work, late into the night, and just come to produce an answer. So talk about learning and development. Learning and development is now available for them. And I think they are learning at a very fast rate. You know, it used to take 100 years, many years back, say some 100 years before knowledge fades. Now, later it reduced to some 10 years. Now, I can tell you it's like every month now. So they know, they are aware, and skill is being acquired on daily basis. In fact, I would say once they acquire enough skills that has outgrown your organization, they are looking to leave you and go for something better and go for something more challenging. So continuous learning is with them, even while they're on the system. I'm talking about the serious ones that are not looking at the wrong things online. But the one going in search of knowledge, a lot is happening fast. Continuous learning is fast. And allow me to dive into this other area of people using that wrongly too. You heard what the EFCC chairman said some last week or 2 weeks ago about how a 17-year-old dazzled him on hacking phone and extracting information from them. Yesterday, what I'm seeing last is a 7-year-old, a 7-year-old guy that is already duping bank and taking money from bank with the software. So you wonder where they acquire such skills. So learning and development is fantastic with the new generation. We should pray that that learning and continuous learning should be channeled towards the right cause and not the wrong cause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think your last line is actually the it for me, that they should channel all those energy towards the right cause and not the wrong cause. And that's what we actually need from them. Still on the Gen Z, like I said, today is dedicated for Gen Z and particularly the Gen Z accountants to get to know how they can redefine the traditional accounting practices. talking about business models, in what ways do Gen Z accountant entrepreneurial approaches impact established accounting companies and business models?
Established business model. You know, if you go to, thank you for that, Tosi. If you go to our professional practice manual in ICANN, you will hear how an accounting practice should be set up. The place that should be for the secretary, the place that should be for the partner, the place that should be for the staff. And yes, when you are practicing accounting, you can practice taxation along. You can practice secretariat work along. You cannot do this. You cannot be selling things along your accounting practice. And you hear all that. You see, Tosi, I present to you that was before. Presently now, I have accountants that are completely diversified. They could go into any areas, provided their passion is there. They go there. Now, we say accountants don't advertise. You don't make advert. You allow people to come to you. It should be based on referral. Have you started seeing some of them on WhatsApp now? Have you started seeing them on Instagram? Have you started seeing them on social media? If you don't tell anyone what you are doing, no person will look for you. You know, some of us have really been crying foul before that they say we should not advertise. Don't place billboard outside to be advertising your accounting practice and firm. But our big brothers, their own signboard is fantastic. You cannot miss it when you are walking past their office area. I will refuse to mention the name of any of them here. You all know how conspicuous their own signboard is. So this Generation Z accountant, see, they are not going by that model. They now go into many things that we forbade before. Like a very good one is advertising. They will do advertisement. They will do more than just accounting, tax, and the secretariat work. Maybe few advisory. Their advisory service can go to any length. Both advisory, preparation of financial statement. Some of them write business plan. And I have a few that I know that they are even writing books. They will help you develop your little thought into a full-fledged book that can be published and sold. And they are accountants. So gone are those days, though, that you say accounting practice will be limited to financial accounting, taxation, consulting, and secretariat work. No, it has gone wider than that now. It is anywhere your passion is, and they are ready to go there. Advertisement, they will do advert more. In fact, they are even all over the social media. So I'm wondering how you are going to hold them back on that. Thank you, Tosin.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's the function of passion, like you also mentioned. We see the Gen Z these days having lots of passion, and they want to show those passion. Let's get
Tosin, I'm losing your voice.
Work. Can you hear me?
I didn't hear that question. I didn't hear that question. I might need you to go over it again.
Okay. Let me take it again. I said, how do diversity and inclusion impact the future of accounting practices, especially with Gen Z professionals joining the workforce in droves, in large quantity today? How do diversity and inclusion impact the future of accounting practices, especially with Gen Z professionals joining the workforce?
You see, the future of the profession is bright. The future is profession is bright. And everything we're doing now is going beyond just debit and credit. I'm seeing the future accountant more as a data scientist, as a data analyst and business analyst. That's what I'm seeing them, because the usual debit, credit, drop, try balance, prepare financial statement, and all those ones, machine learning has taken care, and artificial intelligence can put them up together. Now that we have ChatGPT, AI, they can generate notes to the account, and your financials is ready for publication. What's the ultimate goal of everything? It is for decision making, and you can really use it for your decision that you want to make. So the future is really bright with the diversification, male, female. It will amaze you what the female ones are doing. It has no tribe in it, and it has no respect for even your health condition or your color. Provided you can deliver on the job, you will have a space in the future of the accounting profession. Now, I just saw one Agbola posted something online now, that why did they
Yes,
not follow?
yes. I want us to take this question after this. Do you want to go into it now?
I saw something on why did they not follow the legacy that was left to us by our generation A. You see, the legacy of the generation A can no more work in this present time. I don't know if I quoted him right, but I learned that
Okay,
Mr.
this is his question. This is his question,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Okay.
Are the
Okay, go
Gen Z
ahead.
accountants really ready to be a
Yeah.
trailblazer in professional practice by imbibing the ethical values bequeathed to us from Generation A?
So the answer I will tell you is, are they ready to be ethical? Yes. Are they going to imbibe the qualities and the work-life balance, work style of the Generation A? No, no. So let's understand. We are talking about the basics of accounting profession: honesty, integrity, accuracy, which is the one we use at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Yes, you are still going to be honest, there's going to be integrity, and there's going to be accuracy in what you're going to. But the way you practice honesty, integrity, and accuracy in the baby boomers, among the initial generation, is not the same way among the Generation X or Y. It's not the same way we are going to practice it with Generation Z. As far as I'm concerned, honesty and integrity, accuracy. Now, I can take you straight to blockchain. Blockchain remain one immutable way you can keep financial statements. What was last time will not be changed, and it will still remain like that when we come for this year's audit. There has always been quarrel. Did you load up the what do you call it? The standard journals we asked you to raise to correct some things during the last audit? Did you implement all the recommendations that we made? And you will now see discussion will now start as to whether we did or we did not. With a blockchain, it's all just for us to call it back. And once we call it back up, we can go ahead and see if what, in fact, it is what you left there last year, financial end, that you're going to see when you come this year as an auditor, and you just continue from there. So as far as the Gen Z is concerned, that is their own understanding of honesty, accurate figures that they can depend upon. Not what we used to have when those figures could be changed. You could get an IT person to go into the back end of the software you are using or your accounting system and make some adjustments, which no one will know about. So is it that they want to still follow ethical practice? Generation Z are willing to follow the ethical practice in the profession. But talk about using the method used by the Generation A. is going to mean different things because we are obviously in different generation. I hope Mr. Tosin is still very much with me on the studio. They are now working in an environment. The Generation Z is working in an environment where artificial intelligence could get quite a number of things done, provided you provide the software with the required information or strings of instruction to do. I've spoken about the blockchain. With simple machine learning, you can have repetitive action being done again and again without it being disturbed by anyone. And it will be accurate, it will be precise. You can get into big data, extract information there. So it's not as though they are going to leave the basic principles of the profession, but the way and manner they will carry out what the baby boomers, generation X and Y have done definitely is going to be different with the generation Z. And I understand that we're already talking about a generation Alpha too. I'm wondering what they are going to look like at the end of the day. So please, Agwala, you might have to revisit that idea or that thought again and again. Thank you very much. Are we still there? Tosin, are you there? All right. Someone is saying, sir, the sophistication of the age has opened up vast as of challenge, threats, and opportunity. How have these trends turned career accountant into entrepreneur accountant whose focus is basically on cash flow? Well, it's the situation in our country and is in the situation in the world too. I must tell you, it's not just cash flow, it's survival. It's survival of the fittest now, that they are going beyond just the regular keeping of bookkeeping, preparing financial statement, to how they can make ends meet too. Yes, it's a fight for survival. So even after the regular 8 to 5, some of them want to go online and do some stock trading and do some other consulting job online too. So it's not all about just keeping the ethics of the profession. It was before you could do that. Now, once you are with accounting, you can go ahead and do other things that are lawful and they can actually earn you income. Thank you. Tosin, you're welcome. Yes, Tosin, over to you. You're welcome back. I hope you can hear me.
Sorry, the network today is not very friendly. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. The next question here, there is a strong opinion that professionals are intent and are desperately looking for get rich quick opportunities. What is your unbiased position on this opinion?
Well, my unbiased opinion about that is that's just the situation that we find ourselves in the world. It's not only in Nigeria, it's everywhere. Get rich quick. That is what the fast moving world is. Indomie to food, you want it quick. Acquisition of your certificate degree, you want it quick. So everybody wants everything quick. That's what could make a 17-year-old be so vast as doing that. He's going to get so much money. It's going to get so much money. And what will make a 7-year-old start cracking 300 and something million in a bank is this issue of get rich quick too. Because the society really now celebrates material things. Mark that word, material things, as to excellence and brilliance. Come on, let's look at it too now. Let's look at it while I'm being careful not to step on toes here. Look at some TV programs that are done, and people go home, winners go home with several millions of naira, cars, and they get sign-ups. But a girl does mathematics competition, won all the whole of Nigeria, won the whole of Africa, went to compete with people in the world, and this is how much you could give him, or maybe you give him a computer or her a computer. So excellence, academic excellence, integrity, a good name, it's not really celebrated. I will tell you, it's not being celebrated again. It is how much card do you have? How much ride? What's the nature of your phone that you are even holding in your hand? Your suit, is it Gucci? Did I get it right? Don't mind me. What kind of make is your suit and your glasses? Have you got some very nice cosmetic teeth inside your mouth? So the way the society has paid more attention to material things than values and let me use Agbola's word now, qualities that our generation A left. Those things are gradually, in fact, did I say gradually? They are faded away. It's material things. So that's why you're having more Generation Z accountants going that way too. I don't blame them. They need to make ends meet. And if we'll correct it, maybe we'll start the effort now and hope to see it in generations to come. Sorry to say that. Thank you. Tosin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akinkunle Akiode, for your time on the show today. We're so sorry the network has not actually made us to enjoy you as we would have expected, but indeed, your responses to these questions have been very fantastic. We want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Akinkunle Akiode, the lead partner of AA Akiode and Co-Chartered Accountant, for coming on the show today and for sharing your wealth of experience with our members and the friends of the Institute. Thank you so much, Doctor.
My pleasure all the time to do anything for the Institute, and anytime you call, I'll be glad to answer. Thank you very much, Tosi, and thank you to everyone behind the scene. I pray long live the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all.
Amen. Thank you very much for coming. Let me quickly take some announcements before we call it an evening. Registration for the May Professional Examination Diet ends tomorrow, May 10, 2024. Exam commences from 16. So if you are waiting for, go ahead. Register. Public Finance Management Faculty Training hosts a 5 days hybrid training in July 2022 to 26, 2024. Time is 10 a.m. Module 1 and 2 cost 75,000 naira, and while the complete module costs 220,000 naira. And also the Taxation and Fiscal Policy Faculty of ICANN is organizing a 7-day certification program. Please go The 73rd induction ceremony comes up between May 20th and May 21st, 2024. Registration also closes tomorrow. So many things are closing tomorrow. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and register for the induction ceremony. And it's been a wonderful program we have had with you today, where we have talked about the Gen Z, redefining the traditional accounting practices. We want to say thank you for being part of the show today. Till we come your way again with another wonderful guest, another topical issue, we say please stay safe and please stay strong. On behalf of the editorial team and the producers of this program, I remain Tosin Akiyomi, FCA, saying thank you for watching and bye for now.